that Scott Benton made? I mean, on a personal front, yes, you can see where it'd be beneficial if you've got that sort of money to put away, but it is costing the Treasury. Therefore, if they're going to spend money, should they spend it somewhere else? Let's talk to former advisor to the Bank of England and to the Treasury, Dr. Roger Gewolb. Roger, really good to see you this afternoon. I mean, this has been widely criticised, this move, as not the areas where we need to spend money at the moment. What's your take on it all?
Well, I think you're absolutely right, Stephen. That £1 billion, that £1.5 billion, should definitely go somewhere else where it's more needed. It would not be hard to make it targeted. It benefits something like 4% of the population at most, and it's just all the same thing. This whole budget has Rishi Rich's stingy fingerprints all over it. He's given us 5p again for petrol. Last time he did that, it didn't even touch the sides. It was of no benefit whatsoever. The 160 quid on energy bills is a joke. All they need to do, as I've been saying for a long time, is to uncouple electricity pricing from gas. Yesterday, the National Grid reported that 57% of our electricity had nothing to do with gas. It came from renewables, solar, nuclear, etc. Far, far cheaper. They could save, the experts say, every home £1,500 in an afternoon. So that's not much of a giveaway either. But I do think, I think the whole budget, frankly, should, as they say, be sent to the second furthest planet. It's just ridiculous. People will have to look that up because I'm not going to say it here, but it's the one next to Neptune. But the point being that the corporation tax, Stephen, just kills everything. That is so ridiculous. These people, I think the chances after that corporation tax, I think the chances of the Tories being reelected are about as good as mine as being made principal dancer of the Royal Ballet. They haven't even looked so far to see that we are the ones who are going to pay that corporation tax, not corporations. In the middle of the worst cost of living crisis ever, they are going to raise prices on us some more and crush us further. So I just write the whole budget off as a nonsense.
But you see, what I find fascinating, Roger, and I know you're an expert, and I'm really not in all this sort of thing, but I imagine most of our viewers and listeners aren't experts when it comes to these sort of things either. What I can't understand is why would a government put together a budget that you say, in effect, makes no sense, spending money in the wrong places, benefiting, you know, the top 4%, and putting more pressures on businesses which will, in effect, hit all of us in the pocket. Why would a government at this stage in an economic crisis and saying that they're desperate to go for growth, why would they then come up with this?
It's a really good question because individually, I'm sure all of these are very smart people, very well-intentioned. But when they get together in a group, we have a problem. I mean, I'm continually talking about the lack of good leadership in almost every country in the world at the moment, except perhaps Zelensky. It's very, very disappointing. They want to do the right sort of thing, but they're overly timid about it. They get the wrong idea. I don't know why they don't understand that corporation tax is going to add to our burden as consumers. I just think it's compromise. It's like the committee that wrote Shakespeare, as they say.
Dr. Gewolb, we've got to leave it there, but as always, it's fascinating to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed. Your thoughts on that, please, if you would, this afternoon. gbviews@gbnews.uk. I mean, it's so complex, isn't it? But should we just apply a bit of common sense to all of this, which is, in effect, what Roger advocates in all of this? He's an interesting fella to listen to. Whether he's right or wrong, I don't know, because I'm not an expert, but I bet...
Monday to Thursday nights on GB News.